What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of Runescape, and we're continuing on with our Ironman run through. You'll notice our inventory's changed up a little bit. I don't know why I keep this mask on me. I don't know. I think because I've spent so much time in the Runespan that it's hard for me to get rid of. Anyways, we've decided, or I've decided, to spend a little time with what is it? Spend a little time with Slayer skill, and probably not doing this the most cost-effective way of doing it. And by cost-effective, I mean like, what's the word I'm looking for? I may not be doing this the smartest way, I guess is the easiest way of putting it. The interesting thing is I can't seem to attack these things either. I have to wait till they attack me. Oh, great. We're going to pull two at once. Okay, fine. So anyways, our mission for our Slayer Master is to fight bats and to fight them west of Seer Village. I'm not sure how many of these I'm supposed to kill, but they're a lot meaner than I kind of expected them to be. They're apparently rank 44. And I'm using... What was it? I went and got some, or bought some more fire runes, or not fire runes, water runes. And we are using a new water spell. Let me see if I can pull that up for us real quick. There we go. We are using Water Bolt. And they seem to either be so high level compared to me that it is hard for me to hit them, or they're resistant to this magic. I'm not sure which it is. I did go down south and picked up some salmon. We're going to try and stay alive with this for now. We're probably going to get a ton of skill here, though. That is, I guess, the one good thing. The spell that I'm casting here requires 2 air runes and some water runes. So the water runes... Figured we might as well just use those since we already have an air staff and I don't have a water staff. And hopefully this will, as well as get us some, basic experience in different things. It'll raise our Slayer level and hopefully get our magic up. Keep in mind, we do want to get to the high alch setup so that we can use that to DE, as I'm calling it, but alch certain items to make some much better cash. Good God, these things are fucking evil. Now, I probably have an easier time switching to melee because I think I have a better melee skill at this point than I do in... Where is my melee skill? Yeah, I have 31 in melee. I only have 28. I don't know. These guys just may be a little high for me, that's all. I'm hoping that fighting them will fix that, but I guess we'll find out here in a minute. Good God! I'm assuming that little shield there means that they're resisting my magic. That seems to be the case. God dang. This little bastard. Okay, there we go. Damn. Oh, we're going to fight another one. Splendid. It's a good thing I have lots of salmon. How many of these do I have to kill? Oh, only 49 more. Oh, dear God. Okay, will you cast a spell, please? On the thing that's killing you. Why can't I? Okay, attack it, please. Thank you. Jesus. Yeah, I think the reason that I'm having such a hard time with these is, like I said, that they're such beyond me in combat level. I have a combat level of 36. These are combat level of 44. And my magic isn't exactly stellar either. And I may be using Magery that is they are resistant to, but I'm not sure. I need to update my bar as well. When I first made this bar, the bar was set up for drastically lower tiers of magic, and now that I've at least somewhat expanded my magical prowess, so to speak, I probably should update some of these spells. I am using the combat arts as it was recommended to me through the wiki. They have basically all of the combat bar setups for the different classes, whether you're using two-handed, whether you're using magic, whether you're using ranged, and literally the only reason I'm doing magic is for high alch. As soon as we get high alch, I'm probably going to switch over to melee. I don't know. It may just be my limited experience, but so far I'm not really liking magic in this game. It just feels very, very difficult, so to speak. All right, attack. There we go. I just don't feel very strong using it. And like I said, it's probably just because I have limited experience with it. I'm not fighting appropriate level stuff. Because when I do fight appropriate level stuff, we mow them down pretty quickly. I don't know. The combat from the melee side of things looks a little bit cooler. And I do want to spend a little bit of time doing ranged as well. I think ranged might be fun. I guess time will tell. We'll see. Also being joined today by Silver. She's not in chat with me, but this is her. You can see she's level 93. So she's like a RuneScape goddess, and I'm just a little newbie. So she's just kind of following me around, laughing at my struggles here as I'm getting my ass kicked by a flying bat. Now, in my defense, it is a giant flying bat. So, you know, I'm not just getting teabagged by something nice and cute and cuddly. You know, this thing's got like a wingspan of 6 feet. So, you know, it's something straight out of your nightmares. So at least I get the benefit of the doubt there. But, you know, hopefully she won't notice my pathetic weaklingness. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish this task real quick, and we'll pick up on the next one. So after spending about half an hour out there at the bats and going through, I think it was 3 inventories worth of food, I kind of came to the realization that fighting a level 44 monster at level 29-ish combat level, probably not in my best interest. This over here is... These guys are literally half the level of the other one. But I'm killing them infinitely faster, and at the other place I was barely making a 1k EXP an hour, whereas here I'm at 3.3k EXP an hour and climbing, and that's just in the Magery, not counting all the rest of the stuff as well. So it looks like total I'm making about 10k an hour, which is far superior to what I was getting before. So the problem with it is I'm not going to get my Slayer EXP that I was hoping to get, which is, I mean, honestly fine. I'm more concerned with Magery at the moment than I am really with Slayer. But this spawn rate here, and we're in the Edgeville dungeon again. It's the same place where I was sent originally to do skeletons. We just, instead of fighting over there where I was doing the skeletons, I came down the road just a little bit, and these things basically just chain spawn. You can't really kill them fast, or I can't really kill them fast enough. And just basically mow them down, get free EXP. They come to me, can't really complain, and just kind of enjoy the easy life, so to speak. Do have to make sure I keep an eye on my health, though. They really don't do all that much damage to me, but if I'm not paying attention, they will freaking kill me. But not as bad as the bats. Not as bad as bats. The problem is with the bats, you know, I knew if I took my eyes off the keyboard for a second, I'd be dead. Whereas with these guys, you know, I only have to eat every minute or two, and it does kind of let me be a little bit more relaxed. And the problem with being relaxed is, you know, maybe I'll start watching some TV, maybe I'll start screwing around, you know, not paying attention, and next thing I know, you know, I'm dead. And I've not actually died in RuneScape. So, well, except in Deadman mode, but that's a totally different experience. So I don't know exactly what happens when you do die. You know, do you lose all your stuff? Whoa, hey guys, how y'all? You mind if I loot real quick? Thank you. So yeah, I don't know if everything just drops on the ground, if you spawn back in town. You know, I really have no clue. So it'll be kind of interesting. I have a feeling it will eventually happen, but if I can keep it from happening, I'm definitely gonna do my best. That would be kind of interesting to go through the whole game without dying. I was originally tempted to do a hardcore Ironman playthrough. Hardcore Ironman as opposed to normal Ironman. Obviously, if you die, you're dead. That's it. Thanks for playing. Supposedly, there's like an insurance system you can buy or something. Maybe I'm confusing Deadman mode insurance in this. But basically, if you die, supposedly you have the option to switch back to normal mode. But then I've also heard that you have to make the decision before you die. I.e., you know, you have to give up. So I'm not sure which it is. I wouldn't mind doing hardcore Ironman mode if, when I died, I had the opportunity to just downscale. But either way, doing that on my first character, probably not the smartest of moves. Especially since I'm not familiar with the game. This will give me a chance to kind of familiarize myself with the game and go from there. Now, one of the things I'm thinking about doing is starting an old school RuneScape playthrough. Now, if I do an old school RuneScape playthrough, it's going to be basically practicing for Deadman mode. So it won't be Iron Man, because I need to learn how to use the GE, learn how to, you know, do some flipping and things along those lines, because in Deadman mode, I am going to have access to that. And, you know, I just kind of, I haven't been able to use the GE yet on a character, and that's something that because I do like crafting, I do like trading, I do enjoy that aspect of MMOs usually, and while it's a little different in this than maybe EVE Online, where every single item in the game is basically player created. It is still nice to be able to easily trade with people, and Deadman Mode, had a couple websites previously that allowed you to do that, but with the new season coming out, the GE is going to be enabled, and I have a feeling that's going to make things really, really nice, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I think it's sometime middle of the summer, maybe July, so I've got about a month and a half. So probably should spend a little bit of time kind of familiarizing myself with old school RuneScape. So if I do that, it'll be a normal character. You'll be able to play with me if you so choose, and we'll just kind of experiment, play around. It'll probably be a little bit more casual than I'm playing with this one. This character I am kind of actively and aggressively trying to level, whereas that one I'm mainly just going to be kind of screwing around, trying to figure out, because basically with Deadman Mode you have a 6-hour entrance where you can't be killed PvP'd for 6 hours. So during that time period, you basically got free reign. So more or less I'll be using that account to kind of decide, all right, I got 6 hours. What's the most I can do in that 6-hour period to really utilize that? And, over there, things like, getting to Ardogni or Ardoni, or fuck it. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. I know you guys are going to yell at me. I'm sorry. But anyways, being able to get to, Ardo is really critical, because there's so much you can do there, and on old school RuneScape, unlike RuneScape 3, you can't just TP there once you get access. Now you can get, I believe it's the achievement diary or whatever it is. Once you get that unlocked, you can get a cape, which will allow you to TP back. There's also, I believe, a magical TP that you can get. So if you can get your magic high enough, you can get there. So the question would be, which would be the best use of our time? One, just going straight to Edgeville, popping that switch, getting over there when you can't be killed, and then doing our best to level up just free and never leave Ardo? Or is it better for us to either raise magic or raise start aggressively attacking the achievements? Because if we go the magic route, then there's no real reason for us to go to Ardo, because we're working about magic. We don't really care about getting to Ardo, because we'll eventually be able to teleport there anyway. If we go with the option of just getting there, then we get there and we try to maximize our skill points that we would get there. But at the same time, I feel like at that point we're kind of wasting our 6-hour gap, because there's not going to be. Yes, we made it to Ardo. We made it to Ardo free, which we should probably do maybe in hour 5 or hour 5.3, or 5.5, I guess I should say. But, what do we do with our full 5 hours up until that point? So, I don't know. I'd be interested in hearing some of you guys' thoughts on some of you who are interested in Deadman Mode, maybe done some research, what the best method to utilize that initial 6 hours is, because I'm still kind of torn, so to speak. But here, basically what we're going to do today, or what I'm going to be doing today, at least for a little while before I get back into recording Minecraft, is basically just trying to get our magic up to, as high as we can get it without running the risk of getting ourselves killed too badly. When we were at the other place, I was making 1K an hour. Here, as you can see, I am making just about 3K, maybe a little bit over 3K an hour, which is drastic improvement. Once we get a little bit higher here, I'll probably be able to go back to the bats and hopefully improve on that EXP rate. Because I think with magic here, and some of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, you don't necessarily get it for casting, or maybe you do, but it has to hit. So if it doesn't hit because you're getting resisted or something along those lines, you may not get a check for it. And I think you also get EXP for actually physically killing something. Whereas with the bats, I'm pounding on them and I'm getting these shields over and over again, which basically means I'm not touching them. And for all intents and purposes, that means my spells aren't going off. I'm not going to get credit for doing damage. And it's just, I don't want to say it's wasting my time, but it's definitely slowing me down. So, and I do seem to get EXP in between, so it's just kind of confusing because I'm not quite sure how the EXP system works. I think it's probably a hybridization of the two, that you get EXP for casting spells and doing things, but you also get EXP for physically killing the item or the person, thing, creature, monster, whatever, as well. Jesus, that's a lot of prayer. There we go. All right, back to it. So we are, wow, we're about to 10K an hour on prayer. Jesus. Just probably just from the sheer number of bodies that we're dropping. Although look at that, you know, that it's gone from 10K to 7K in like 4 seconds. So that's obviously not very accurate. Bursting down that many, what do you call them, bones there is what falsely boosted that. Probably if I stay down here for like an hour or two, then those numbers with a longer sample size will obviously balance out a little bit, and we'll be able to see where we end up with. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to doing the combat side of things. Like I said, at least so far, not all that interested in Magery. Probably going to stick with Magery just long enough to get the high alch, and then once we get high alch, I'm either going to do archery or melee or maybe dual wield. It's up to you guys what you guys would think would be more cool. I kind of like the two-handed mode because it just something that's always appealed to me. But archery at the same time is also pretty cool. So if there's, you know, if you guys would rather see archery, or let me rephrase, ranged, or if you would rather see some form of melee build, let me know. Let me know, because we'll definitely be putting a few videos worth of time into both of those skills as we work them up. So let me know what you guys would think would be more apparent. Obviously on Deadman mode, when and if we get there, which again depends largely on you guys and your support of this series, we'll probably go, not only will we go range, but we'll also be going Magery. Because over there, it's even like Magery is important here in Ironman because without alchemy, you know, you lose out on a lot of money. Over in Deadman mode, you need it for the teleports. So without the teleports, you can't get around. You have to expose yourself by going into the wilderness. Not necessarily the wilderness, but going into places that you can be murdered. Whereas with teleporters, you know, you can get around a little bit safer, and you know, it's very critical, not just for financial means, but also just for sheer survival. Whereas with here, it's mainly just for financial means. I mean, you can still make money without it, but you'll definitely increase your money making methods if you have access to it. So, but anyways, guys, I think that's probably a good stopping spot for this video. Maybe a little bit short this time, and I apologize for that. But hopefully you guys are still enjoying the series. If you do, please slap that like button. Consider sharing it with a friend or you know, a community of yours that you may be a part of. Get the word out. Let people know about the series, and get more people watching so that we can share the pyromaniac love with everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.